안녕! 잘 지내요, YouTube? Hope you're doing well. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. Happy New Year. Hope you guys are doing well. By the time you guys watch this video, New Year will have already passed, but as of this recording, it is the first day of New Year's. So YouTube, when you're watching this, let me know. Have you guys failed in your New Year's resolutions already? Have you guys started your New Year's resolutions? Or what are your New Year's resolutions? Please let me know. I'd love to hear it. I, for one, want to try to procrastinate less. That's the biggest one for me. Less procrastination. And starting the new year, I've been doing pretty well. Cleaned the whole house, so that's pretty nice. Anyways, what are we doing today? I thought long and hard what we could do for the New Year's. And I think it'd be really cool if we made some Tteokguk today. Tteokguk is the most famous, iconic dish that everyone in Korea will eat on New Year's Day. Typically for Lunar New Year Day, not really always for New Year's Day, like the solar calendar, I guess. But regardless of whether it's Lunar New Year Day or New Year Day, it is a dish that is usually eaten on those days. Why? Because they want to become 1 year older. I'm not kidding. This is literally a food that you'll eat, and when you eat it, you are now officially 1 year older, because the Korean age is a little different from the Western age, I guess. For us, our birthday is whatever day we were born. Most Korean people, they have another birthday that they follow, which is based off of the lunar calendar. And so people in Korea will ask you, did you eat rice cake soup? Did you eat Tteokguk? Did you eat Tteokguk? Did you eat Tteokguk? Are you 1 year older? You know, it's something they'll ask you. So everybody eats it. It's a typical common dish that they'll eat. And if you don't eat it, you're not 1 year older, which I don't know how to feel about that. I don't want to be old. I don't really feel like being old. But I think it's more like, hey, you lived another life. Here's Tteokguk. It's very delicious, kind of soup, heartwarming, and very simple. And I thought it'd be really cool to make it. I've never made it before. I've had it, but I've never made it. And I think this would be a really cool chance to show off for you guys. Maybe even when you guys, I don't know, if you celebrate Lunar New Year, or for the upcoming Lunar New Year, or maybe next year, or anytime, really. You don't have to just eat it New Year's Day. You can just eat it whenever. If you guys are interested, this is a really cool soup to put on your cooking belt. Anyways, let's get started cooking. I'm gonna show you how to make it. Super simple. Let's go. Alrighty, YouTube, we are in La Cuisine, this whole oven. You guys have been here before. You're familiar. Or if you're new here, and welcome to the kitchen where the magic happens. Anyways, we're making Tteokguk. To make Tteokguk, of course, you cannot make Tteokguk without rice cake. So these rice cakes are cut into like these disc kind of shapes, a little thin, a little hard. I did soak this for about 30 minutes before preparing. Came in a nifty little package. I mean, I live in Korea, so getting Korean products is very easy. Anyway, soaking for a little minute, 30 minutes. I assume that's to get rid of some of the starch or some of the unnecessary stuff. I really wish I could tell you about the soaking part. Anyways, if you guys cannot find this kind of rice cake, this disc shape, but if you can find regular rice cakes, you're still fine. You just need to make sure to cut it. You're not making tteokbokki. You should try to make a disc shape like this. I'm not entirely sure why it's supposed to be disc shape. It could have some reason, but I think it's just easier to eat, in my opinion, than the regular long rice cake, especially if you're eating a soup. It just goes down much easier. Then you have some beef, which we do have right here. You're basically making a beef broth with the beef. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't eat beef, you're not a beef eater, nice. You can opt out of beef. You can use a vegetable broth or a fish broth or whatever it is that you prefer to eat. But and if you don't want pieces of beef in your broth, you could also just make like a beef broth in general. But this soup is usually kind of clear, so you don't want a very dark broth. You want to make this broth kind of clear. So we're not actually putting too much into the soup. It's supposed to be a little white, I guess. It's supposed to be very clear. So we're not adding too much other than this beef that we got. I'm also using a little bit of garlic and some eggs. Now, my recipe will be a little different in that I'm adding ginger and chili peppers because I like a little bit of spice and a little bit of kick, and I think ginger would be a nice touch. You typically don't add those. And it wouldn't be complete without some daepa! Yeah! Daepa is large green onion. I don't know why it's so large. You don't have to use large green onion. I don't know if it's easy to find in America or not. You can just use regular green onion. Large green onion is a bit easier because you can get a couple chops of it and spread it throughout the soup, and you don't have to buy as many or cut as many green onions, I guess. But for the eggs, I will explain that a little bit later, how they come into play. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything chopped up, and we'll get the soup going. All right, see you in a little bit. Alrighty, YouTube, we got everything chopped, so let me just show you the setup. Mind you, this is in the kitchen, so a little bit messy. All right, let me show you. So as you can see, I kind of just roughly chopped the chili or gochu. You can use any chili, just try not to use like a super spicy one. We don't need this soup to be spicy. We just need to have you don't have to put chili, but just a little bit of a kick is nice. The garlic and ginger kind of minced up like that. They're gonna just get thrown in the soup all together. Now the eggs, I've already pre-separated some egg whites, so that's why I have a lot, but I've only used 2 eggs for this recipe. I'm gonna just use some of this egg white, and then the egg yolks are over here, because we're gonna kind of make like a very thin, almost like crepe, like a very nice little crepe with the egg yolk. We're gonna spread it on the pan very thinly and then chop it into little slices. But this egg white is gonna actually get thrown directly into the soup, kind of like an egg sous vide basically. And then I don't have the green onion yet, but that'll be chopped and thrown in later, and then our beef just being chilling until it'll be thrown into our pot, which is still waiting to be boiling. Just for reference, for some of the ingredients, I'm using about 700 milliliters of water. Now, again, you can adjust this amount for if you want to make a one-person soup or a people soup. I'm just using 700 milliliters as a reference. It's about 240 grams of beef I'm using for the 700 milliliters of water. You can, again, opt out of the beef, or you can substitute beef with some other, I guess you can make a chicken one, I guess, if you really wanted to. Beef is a little pricey, then you can also go the alternate route with some beef broth, like the powder beef stock, but I don't think your broth is gonna be as clear if you do that, so keep that in mind. For tteok, I'm using about maybe half a pound. I'm not entirely sure how much. I just kind of took the bag and poured half of it and soaked that. So again, that all depends on how many people you're making this for and how many or how much soup you want to eat. I think typically for 2 or 3 people is the amount that I'm using, because I plan on eating this for maybe the next few days. But if you want to make this a more personalized soup, you absolutely can. See you in a bit when our soup's boiling. All right, YouTube, we just cooked our egg. So you can see it's very thin, like a crepe. Very easy to cook, takes like 10 seconds, not even that much. Put our egg mixture in the pan, kind of spread it out like a crepe, and then kind of put in here. Now what we're gonna do is cut this into little fine strips. Basically want strips like this, basically. That's it, very simple, not too hard. This is kind of the garnish on top. And then the egg whites, as I said, they're gonna be cooking with the broth. Alrighty, YouTube, we have our broth, a roll and boil. I did add a little bit of extra beef broth because I like a little bit more MSG. Now we're gonna toss in our rice cakes. Up. I also already added some soy sauce. We only need to cook this for about another 6 or 7 minutes. Let the rice cakes kind of thicken up and absorb the broth a bit. And then about the last 2-3 minutes of our cooking, we'll add our egg whites. Just added the green onion, and I've also just kind of slowly stirred in our white eggs. You can kind of see them a little bit. They're kind of cooking in the broth. Our tteokguk's looking pretty good so far. It's not as clear as I thought it'd be, maybe because I added extra beef broth, but we'll see. Alrighty, YouTube, I think the tteokguk is all good. So let me go plate it up for you guys and see how it tastes. Alrighty, I'm excited. Very first tteokguk, never made it before, so let's kind of dive into what it looks like. As you can see, I've added the egg yolks here and a little bit extra green onion on top, and then we have our tteok right there. Nice tteok. Gonna give that a mix. Oh, looks very good. Very hot. I have to be careful. Excited. All right, try to get as much as I can. Maybe a little bit of egg with a little bit of rice cake. Be great. Maybe a little bit of beef. Oh, there we go. That's a perfect bite. There we go, YouTube. You see that? Looks good. All right. 잘 먹겠습니다. Ooh. Oh, it's very good. Oh, bro, it's very nice. It's a little bit different from my usual like go-to chicken broth when I'm ever making a chicken-based dish, but so good. Also, by the way, I did use Hanu beef for this because the mart I go to primarily sells Hanu beef, so this is quality beef. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but that was delicious. It is very delicious, actually. For a very simple dish, it's really, really good. I mean, honestly, there's not really anything to dislike about it. You got sticky, chewy rice cake, delicious beef. If you're not a beef lover, then I guess put in some fish or vegetables. Egg, green onion, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much, and a little bit of seasoning, like a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Again, I added ginger and garlic to it. I think it just adds to the depth of the broth. It is very nice. I also added those peppers. I think I added a little too many. I added 3. Maybe next time I'll add 2. Definitely has a kick to it. I think more than it usually should. But I like it. I like a little bit of kick to it. That's just me. So I guess if I was going to do the recipe again, I'd probably just use 2 or maybe just 1 next time. I think it doesn't need too much. Oh, it's very good. It's very, very good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and then I'll be that much older, that much closer to death. Anyways, I hope you guys get the chance to make this. It's very delicious, very simple. Does not take a lot of time. If you guys are looking for something warm and hot to eat for the new year, especially because it's pretty cold outside, I definitely recommend this soup. It's very, very good. Most ingredients I think you can find pretty easily. I know that the large green onion, that's not as important, but rice cake definitely might be a little hard to find, so I do hope you guys can find some rice cake. Local Asian supermarket maybe. But with that, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys make tteokguk, let me know. Again, if you guys have a New Year's resolution, also let me know. And I hope you guys have a very great new year, 2024. I look forward to making a lot of new content for you guys. And thanks for sticking by for all these years. Here's to another good year on Soul Living Channel. Thank you so much. Peace out, YouTube. It's 2024. Let's go. Bye.